My name's Cody Epperson. I go by Cody Shane online, whatever, that's my middle name. I've shot portraits, families, parties, boudoir, birds, and a lot of real estate. I've been paid a little bit and I've been paid a lot, and usually I'm not paid at all because I'm just here to have a good time. I've been around long enough to have a pretty strong opinion of the industry as a whole, but today I just want to talk about aviation. So I'm sitting here supposed to be doing my day job. As you can tell, this is just my office at my house. It's not fancy. I haven't set up some ridiculous YouTube background. I hate that shit. It drives me insane. I'm scrolling through the internet trying to look at photos or look at videos of aviation photography, trying to find people who, just the regular person who goes out and shoots planes. Everything I find are people that are comparing insanely expensive lenses or talking about what gear they use or comparing camera bodies for budget shooters that are each a couple $1,000s, but they've got 6 of them. That's not an average person. That's not a budget shooter. That's not somebody who is going to be watching these videos looking for advice. So I was looking for advice, couldn't find it, found it myself, figured it out. I'm going to try and give you guys advice on what I do. All right, so before you actually go out there and start taking photos of planes, you got to know where you're going or what you're even looking at, right? So here's a couple things that I use to figure out what I'm going to be seeing that day, what I want to take pictures of. First thing would be, First thing would be Flight Radar 24. There's a free website, shows all the planes for the most part, pretty much everything near you that's flying around. It has great filters. You can see most track flights currently. That's kind of irrelevant for us because we're going to be looking in a specific area. So since I live near Dulles International Airport, you can see here, you can see everybody that's on the ground currently. You can see who's going up, who's taking off, who's coming in. You can click on the airport and see, sort by arrivals, departures, whatever you want to see. I live on the north side of the airport, so if you are familiar with the way the runways work, they're always landing into the wind. So if the wind is coming from the north, then they're going to be coming south to north to be landing. They want to be going into the wind. So for me to shoot from my house, I would have to shoot when the wind is coming from the south. So today, if we go out and shoot, we're going to be parking at the south side of the airport so that we can see the planes that are coming in and landing toward the north. Wind is coming from the north today. You can see that here. If you go to the general tab, you can see actually the wind is coming directly 270 degrees from the west. So it's not to the north, but they're landing north anyway. When I'm actually out there, I use, when I'm home, honestly, I use the same Flight Radar 24 here on my iPad. I like that a little bit better. Just the navigation is a little bit simpler. I pay for it just so I don't have to see all these ads. There's nothing I hate more than seeing ads. So I have my own filter set, filters, highlight, airport. We're going to be shooting at Dulles International Airport, so IAD, Washington Dulles International. And I want both inbound and outbound planes just because I like to see what's coming in and out. Apply. Now highlights everything that has anything to do with Dulles Airport. So you can see the other planes that are going around, but if it says it's going in or out of Dulles, you'll be able to see it. It just makes it a little bit easier. It doesn't track everything, but it helps a lot. Usually first thing in the morning, I get alerts on an app called JetTip. JetTip will show you kind of priority planes and neat planes. They do a great, I don't know where they get the information from, but they do a great job of letting you know neat things that are coming in. So right now it says it's 3:09 my time here. It says at 3:30 this Evo Blue United E175, whatever the fuck that is. That's landing 3:30. You can click on it. You usually see a picture. It doesn't show a picture now. It shows a lot of times when planes are getting diverted, things like that. The Air France Sky Team plane is going to be landing, and it'll show you a picture of that plane, and it'll give you a link to the FR24 Flight Radar 24 app. Hit that, pop it right up, hit go to live, show on map, shows you exactly where it is. So right now it says they're arriving in 2 hours and 7 minutes to International Dulles. So if we make it there in time, we can photograph that plane landing. That would be pretty cool. So those are just a few apps that I use just to track. I also have Flight Aware. Flight Aware shows you pretty much the same information as Flight Radar. I think Flight Radar does a better job at showing you live where the planes are. Flight Aware kind of jumps. It's kind of jittery. And sometimes you'll see one on one thing and one not on the other. So it's great to have both of them. Both of them have free options. So you're not out of pocket by doing anything or by doing both. I also have things like live ATC. I like listening to the air traffic control. I'm in the process of getting my private pilot's license, so I understand what's going on, and I just like listening to it. You don't need that. You don't need you don't need to be that into the actual intricacies of how airports work to enjoy taking photos of airplanes. For flight's very expensive. That's another one that's just for pilots. Technically, there's so much information that you don't need, but it is nice to be able to see if I'm planning on taking on if I'm planning on taking a trip tomorrow to go out and photograph at an airport. It does a great job at showing how the weather is expected to be there. Like I said, planes land into the wind, so if the wind is coming from the north, they're going to be flying in from the south. Next, I want to talk about what I'm actually using to shoot these airplanes. All right, right now I'm shooting on a Sony a7 III. I got this, I don't know, 4 years ago when they first came out. I pre-ordered for like $2,000. That's not cheap by any means. You don't need the most expensive camera. I'm sure you can get these a lot cheaper now. I just think it's a great mirrorless camera. It's the first nice camera I ever purchased myself. I have the knockoff vertical grip on here. I only have that because my hand's a little bit too big to hold without that grip on there, but it was $35 on Amazon. You don't need to pay $350 that Sony's going to charge. Attached to it, I have the Tamron 28-200 f2.8 to f5.6. 200 millimeters, plenty to shoot airplanes when they're coming in. When I started shooting airplanes from my window here, I was using a 150-600 Sigma sport lens. That's overkill. You don't need something like that. For something like this, you might need it shooting out of a window from a long distance, but for what we're going to do today, 600 is insanely long, and you would just you'd find yourself leaving it in the car. This lens is more than enough. 28-200, like I said. I think I paid $700 for it. Perfect for what we're going to be using it for today. I'll bring my iPad so that I can see what's coming in, what's going out, whatever. Of course, I've got my phone. This is just a Wi-Fi iPad tethered to my phone. I also have the same exact apps on my phone if I feel like doing that. I just like the little bit bigger screen. This is an iPad Mini 6, the newest one. So that's it. That's all I'm bringing. Just this camera, just this lens. I don't need anything else. I've got one battery in the 2 battery holster. We're not going to be out there for that long, especially if we already know what planes we want to shoot, or if we're just going out there and shooting everything that comes in, which is what I usually do. I've got it. That's plenty. You don't need to bring a backpack full of stuff. You don't need to buy everything in the world. You don't need to have the nicest lens and the nicest camera to be able to shoot planes. It's not that serious. I hear it's insanely windy out there. I can hear it beating on the window, so we'll throw everything in my backpack and see what we can do. Alright, so I don't know if I actually mentioned this before. I've never actually shot photos at Dulles. You can tell it's a couple days later now. I changed. I'm dressed like a 16-year-old now. But I've never actually shot photos at Dulles Airport. So I'm navigating to someplace new I found online, said that it's a good spot to shoot from. I talked to somebody on Instagram. They said that you can pull into the Varhazy and just kind of pull off the side of the road. I kind of feel like an asshole pulling off on the side of the road. I don't want to be paying to anybody, you know. I don't want to be in the way. So we're gonna go. Somebody said that you can park at the parking lot of Costco. So we're gonna try that out. We're gonna check that spot, see if you can see the planes. I checked on FlightAware. It looks like, or not on FlightAware, Flight Radar, and it looks like the planes are still at about 700 feet. The runway is like 315, I believe. So they're still about 400 feet off the ground from where we're going to be shooting out. Hopefully we're going to be shooting out if there's no trees in the way. The weather's a lot better today, so I think that'll help. The wind is coming from the right direction. They're landing from the south going north, so we'll be able to see them from where we're going to be at. Usually I shoot Dulles from my house, so I'm on the north side, like I said at the beginning of the video. This time we're trying to shoot it from the south. So I strapped you onto the headrest of my whatever this is, seat. You can see all I brought was the iPad A7 III with the 28-200, plenty to shoot what we're going to be shooting. I got my phones. I'll pull up Flight Radar on my iPad once we get there, so I can see what's coming in, and we're just going to shoot whatever happens. It didn't look like there's anything super exciting as of right now that's flying in today, so whatever, that's fine. I'm just going to shoot everything. It's like catching Pokemon, you know. All these United flights, they're like the Pidgeys that you see everywhere. The Southwest, if you're at Baltimore, that's like catching Caterpie, maybe, I don't know. So we're just going to shoot everything that comes in. There's a lot of small stuff that flies in here. Usually in the afternoon we'll get a lot of the international flights, so some of the big 777s and all that. I think 3:30 or so, usually that big ass, the Lufthansa comes in, but I don't think we're going to be here that long. It's 1 o'clock now. We'll see. Alright, we're pulling up to the Costco. I'm going to run this red. Let's see if we can find a spot that we can see from. I'm trying to look at the map this side. I think so. The airport's going to be to my left. Let's see what we can find. Never been over here at all, so it's a lot of trees around here. So maybe I can find a small gap in those trees. God, there's a lot of traffic. All these people trying to get gas. That sucks for them. Maybe park over there by this restaurant. Holy crap, these people, man! That is a long gas hole, and there's even an accident in the street in the way. Who parks right there? What's wrong with this lady? Oh, I guess somebody who gets in an accident in a fucking whatever this is called. What a dipshit! You gotta be a fucking retard. Well, got him on camera, so that's neat, I guess. All right, so this is a pretty big parking lot. Let's see. The airport's going to be to my left, so planes should be coming in right over these trees, but I don't know. Park over here actually and see if we can see anything. Right here by this Chipotle. Everybody likes Chipotle. Alright, let's see what we can pull up on the radar. Let's see. I don't know what the password is. Well, unlucky for us, there's nothing currently landing, so we're going to have to wait a few minutes. Let's see the arrivals. It says the next thing expected is 1:25. So I've got about 10 minutes before the next plane comes in, which is surprising because it's a very busy airport. And then after that, it looks like it's going to stay pretty steady. So I'm going to track this NetJets Challenger 350. He's not too far out. That's not bad. This is why I do the highlighting instead of completely filtering anything else out, because if you see it on final, you know it's landing there, right? So I got about 8 minutes until it's actually going to land, so we'll check back in then. And right now we're just trying to see if we can even see the planes from here. So like I said before, I didn't bring much with me, just the iPad, phones, camera. I took the bottom piece off this camera, the vertical grip, just because I have this little quick release adapter, so I can put it on my backpack. It makes it real easy, but like I said, didn't even bring my backpack, so quick, easy, a few minutes, come out, shoot for a little bit, go back home. Alright, so I'm trying to work around the wind here, but I think this actually ends up being a pretty decent spot. You can see I'm in the middle of a parking lot. I'll spin that around so you can see everything. I'm parked like an asshole, but who cares? There's no one around me, so the planes end up coming perfectly above these trees, and it actually gives it a pretty good shot for 200 millimeters. I've got flight radar 24 up here so that I can see what's coming in currently. Here, I'll screenshot, post it in the video. There's a British Airways 787 coming in, so that'll look pretty cool. I think that'll be a great shot. It's gonna come in nice and slow right here above me, so I'll keep tracking it, and as it gets a little bit closer, I can't quite see it yet. It's oh, actually I can see it way out there. You won't be able to, but it's out there, I promise. So I'll grab my camera. It's nice when you're at a spot like this. You can just leave everything in the car. You don't have to worry about people walking around looking like an asshole. You don't have to bring. I didn't even bring a backpack, like I said. So grab my camera and let's see what we get. All right. So like I said, it's pretty nice when I can have my car right here. I can just leave everything in there. Plane's coming in. Real fast, I'll go over what my settings are. I'm at 1/1000th of a second. ISO 100 f9, so I get a little bit. It's not too shallow. Sometimes if you got the autofocus, it'll hit the wing, and then you can't see any of the numbers or anything. It's kind of a shitty photo. So there it comes. You'll be able to see it pretty well, I think. Let's see what we get. Of course, the autofocus tries to hit some clouds sometimes when it's a cloudy day, and it's not just all blue background. But it's a great looking plane coming in. So. The 200 millimeters works perfect for me. It is a ridiculously nice day out here. The breeze is nice. Might make it hard to hear, but it's great for me. Real fast while I'm waiting for anything else to come in. The lighting, everything is perfect. There's somebody landing on the other runway right now behind us. But again, I'm on the A73 with the Tamron 28-200. I'm shooting at let's see, F9, 1/1000th, ISO 100. It's perfect for what we're doing. So let's see as somebody comes in.
It's a surprisingly slow afternoon out here. There's not a ton coming in. You can see there's this United coming in from Paris. There's a Austrian coming in from Vienna, so that's pretty cool. I'll probably wait for that one. That'll probably be the next thing I get up and actually shoot. American 737. Yeah, this Austrian Airlines will be pretty cool. You can see all the details here. So yeah, it'll make a kind of a right-handed U, little J shape, and land right here on this runway. So come in just like this, da da da. Since the wind is coming from this way, all this wind, they want to face the wind when they land, so they're going to come in and land right there. So right in front of me. This is facing the wrong direction. I don't know why it says that I'm facing that way, but I'm actually facing perpendicular to the runway. I don't know if the audio worked on the way here, so I'll just reiterate. There's other places that I could be shooting at from what the internet says, but I just don't want to be in anyone's way. I think that's the worst. And there's nothing worse than somebody with a big ass camera who just is just some fat old white guy that's just in everyone's way and thinks that he has some sort of authority because they have a camera in their hand. Don't be that guy. Alright, so now there's a 787, I believe, coming in from Paris. United and C. As it gets here a little bit closer. Again, sometimes I like to put the autofocus on the front of the plane instead of just letting it pick for itself. That way you can kind of get the words, can get the numbers, can get everything right, perfectly in focus. It tracks a lot better. Sometimes it'll hit that wing. Is that 1/1000th F9 ISO 100. Alright, I think that's probably the last one I'm going to do today. Let's just see how it looks. Alright, I know what you're thinking. This guy changes his clothes way too often. It's actually another couple days because I'm slow and I want to show you how I do editing, and I think I'm actually going to do it all on my iPad. It's going to be the fastest way, the cheapest way, really, to do editing. Anybody can do it. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your iPad, whatever. I think I'm going to do it in a different video though because it's already too long. We're already like 17 minutes deep. So I'm going to switch this over, put it on another video. I'll put a link, and then that way, if you want to just watch, the video of editing, or if you just want to watch this bullshit, like vlog style, then that's on you. But I'm gonna switch it up, split it up into 2 videos. I'll try and post them very close to each other. Probably record the other one either later tonight or tomorrow. See you then.